Hi everyone, this is a simple video comparing the strengths and weaknesses of two key characters in Baroness Sanderson's Stormlight archive books. I will be explaining who is more powerful and would prove victorious in a battle, Kaladin Stormblessed or Adolin Kholin. I will compare the fight with Kaladin both on his second ideal and how the fight would differ on his third ideal. With that said, let's get started and compare the two. Both characters are trained soldiers from a very young age and know many combat techniques and battle strategies. They are both trained, seasoned warriors who have been in countless battles and killed many men in the name of war. They faced dire situations and fought knowing most likely they will die during the battle, but managed to find a way to live and tell the tale. The weapons used by two characters used in this fight are vastly different. Adolin possesses both a sharp blade and a plate, making him a very strong adversary, while Kaladin only possesses a regular spear and leather armor. However, Kaladin was able to defeat a shard bearer in battle and earn shards for himself while fighting in Amaranth's army using fast movements, quick thinking, and battle experience. And as we all know, defeating a shard bearer is not easy, and he did this without using Stormlight, which speaks to his combat abilities even before he became full radiant. However, Adolin is a different breed from Shallan's brother, Kholin, who was a shard bearer that Kaladin defeated. Adolin was trained rigorously from birth under master swordsmen, the best money can afford, and his father, the Blackthorn, Dalinar Kholin himself, contributed to that training. Adolin is also a duelist who enters tournaments for fun, often risking his life simply because he is bored. It has been said in the book that if Adolin took dueling seriously, he will be the dueling champion in all of Kholinar. Suffice to say, he is a different challenge from Shallan's brother, Kholin, and would not be taken down so easily. Kaladin had a different training and mastered the spear as a weapon after his brother Tien died. Engulfed in rage at himself for not being able to protect him, he trained for weeks without break, driving himself to become better until the point of madness. He was eventually saved from his own fury and would have worked himself to death had his work ethic not been stopped. Let's first look at Kaladin, who has only spoken the Windrunner's second ideal. He cannot yet use Syl as a weapon, but can use Stormlight to give himself an advantage. That being said, it is still Adolin, a dueling master only in his 20s, with both shard blade and shard plate that enhances all of his movements. Because Kaladin has not said the third ideal, he cannot use Stormlight to quickly heal himself, which can take up to days, depending on the wound, such as a stab from Adolin's shard blade. So Kaladin must avoid all attacks by Adolin, who in return can't afford to be hit by Kaladin's normal weapon because he is wearing shard blade. Kaladin has Stormlight movements that Adolin has never encountered before in an adversary. However, Kaladin's control over Stormlight is still pretty weak at this point, as he cannot fly or lash himself like Seth can. One of his radiant abilities is Adhesion, which allows him to stick items onto surfaces. That would also be weak on a second ideal. His other two radiant abilities, Gravitation, which allows him to safely lure projectiles in his direction, and Resonance, which allows his squires to use Stormlight, are also weak and will practically have no effect in a one-on-one fight with Adolin. Adolin would have a hard time meeting flesh with Kaladin's body, but it will still be far easier than Kaladin trying to hit Adolin in the slit, which is the armor's only weakness. In this scenario, I think Adolin would win because Kaladin cannot hurt him unless striking in that very specific location, which a skilled fighter like Adolin would expect and avoid at all cost. On the other hand, Adolin has all day to try and land a strike with his blade which would maim or kill Kaladin. That being said, Kaladin on his third ideal would win against Adolin because he would then be able to heal himself from a sharp blade wound much faster as he does against Seth. His abilities, mainly Adhesion and Gravitation, can be used much more effectively. The main reason, however, that Kaladin would win is that he can now use Syl as a weapon, which is a shard spear of Kaladin's personal choice. This shard spear is much more deadlier than Adolin's blade because Syl is an alive honor spren, while Kaladin's blade uses the soul of a dead spren, which we all know is Maya. Syl can be summoned without delay while a shard blade takes 10 seconds to materialize. That means Kaladin can move faster, afford to be hit, and strike devastating blows that would eventually break Adolin's blade. The victory, in my opinion, if Kaladin is on his third ideal, it would be his. I have now just finished comparing both the characters up until Sanderson has written the books. Now the fifth book will come out in a year or two, and we will see what's going on with Adolin and his friend, who is a dead spren, but does seem to be coming back to life. And if she does, obviously that would make him a radiant and much more powerful. He will still have to begin his ideals at a very low lower level compared to Kaladin, who's now on his 4th ideal. But I feel like if Adolin says a couple of ideals, if he can get to his 3rd one, he can definitely put up a big fight against Kaladin, even if Kaladin is on his 4th ideal, even if he has played, because that's how good I think Adolin is as a duelist. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and please hit that subscribe button or leave a like.